Hey, how's it going, everybody? Crypto Hop here. Today I'm going to do a lesson on how to set up a balanced cryptocurrency portfolio. So I'm doing this today is because I didn't start off with a balanced anything. Okay, so I got excited about cryptocurrency. I've been in the stock market for a long time and I was a little bit bored of it and whatever. I was doing okay. But this cryptocurrency game, wow, man, the volatility I love, right? I like taking risks, kind of a guy, but as you mature in life, you understand that that's not always the best way to go. The thing about the DeFi projects is that the communities are usually pretty strong. And what I learned is that when you have a strong community, you need that for different cryptocurrency projects. But what happens is you get caught up and you start living on hopium. And you start seeing that these price movements aren't necessarily natural sometimes because it's lower market caps. So you can get a whale that comes in there and toys around with the price. Now, mind you, in future, I'm going to charge for these type lessons because this is life experience. This is a lot of time and effort that I put into these things. But I just want to share it with my YouTube channel today. I can't promise that I won't take this down in future when I do start selling this kind of material, but this is a basic intro and I'm going to build off this as we go. So starting a cryptocurrency portfolio looks something like this. Look right here. Crypto portfolio is a group of assets that work together with a balance of risk and reward. Very big point. Why you need a portfolio. Okay, so it lowers the risk of picking single assets like I just talked about, diversification and time horizon. Cool. What you do to start off, ladies and gentlemen, open 2 accounts. Okay, one of them, now I put Coinbase right here as an example. You know, I do have other exchange. If you have any questions about that, feel free to put it in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But there's other information out there if you get stuck on how to do this. Okay, number 2, a self-custody wallet. Now this doesn't happen in any other asset classes. This is the first time we're going to do the self-custody thing. One way to think about a self-custody wallet, all it is a web browser extension. So most extensions, I'm on Chrome right now, up here in the upper right, see that little puzzle looking thing? That is where your Chrome extensions live. You will download it into that area right there. If you don't see it, expand your toolbar and you should be able to see it to open that once you download it. Now, follow the prompt, same thing. And then you have to attach a bank account to your Metamask self-custody wallet. Okay, it's a little bit scary, but just know that when you're doing these things, you want to have a VPN. This is kind of a side note, and some security software on your computer so your computer doesn't get hacked. Most of the problems out there with self-custody wallets is that a person's computer gets hacked. Doesn't have anything to do with the blockchain specifically. Just try to protect your computer and shut it down every time you're done. Allocate, we're on number 3 here, an allowance that you will use to buy your crypto. Just take a comfortable amount. Okay, whatever it is, $100, $500, 1,000, you know, we're going to break it up into this 3 parts here. Ready? Part number 2. Okay, it's a 3-layer portfolio. And it's just like a financial advisor. We'll talk to you if you go into one of, you know, Fidelity, Edward Jones, wherever it's at, you know, Schwab. This is what they talk about. They make you think that you have full control of your decisions on this thing, but trust me, you don't. The first core, you've got to put 50 to 60% of that allocated money into Bitcoin or Ethereum. So you're going to make a decision to either buy, you know, 40% of Bitcoin, 20% of Ethereum after you take out 50 to 60%. Okay, so now we're playing with 50 to 60% of your $100, let's say, 50 to 60 bucks. You got to split that up into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, now this is the long-term hold. You're not going to sit there and try to sell it in 30 days. It's a place to safely store your money. Okay, trust me, way better than the savings account. Okay, number 2 is the growth area. Now, 25 to 35% of this money, of your $100 is going to be $25 to $35 is going to be split among the higher market caps that are below 1 and 2, below Ethereum and Bitcoin. And so you can get on CoinMarketcap.com and be able to see the list. I also put that link in here of the top 10 market cap. That means the amount of money that are in those projects. Now, on this growth level, don't go beyond number 10 market cap, okay, on coinmarketcap.com. There's a list from 1 to 10. You might want to dabble with 11 or 12, but I'm telling you, just don't go past 10. And you know, so it's either your choices are going to be XRP, BNB, Solana, so on. So those are in the top market caps. You know, don't choose stable coins because Tether's in there at number 3 or 4. That's a different discussion. You know, you can earn yield on these type projects, you know, the stable coins, but that's not what we're talking about here today. Number 3, speculative moonbag. Okay, this is where you go to Vegas and you want to throw the dice, maybe play some cards. You're going to be gambling, and some of the examples that we put in here are something like React or XLM, or you know, there's tons of them. Spark token, which I wouldn't do that yet. Those guys are having some issues at this time. Just stand by on those guys. But go down past 10, and you'll see like SWE could be one of them, and do a little bit of research on these smaller market caps to see what catches your interest. And make sure it's not a straight meme coin, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that your smaller market cap speculative moonbag picks, there's a utility that token or coin does something. Okay, it's like Dogecoin's in there as well, but it doesn't do anything. That was a meme coin that was a mistake. So I do have a little bit of Dogecoin because there are some fundamentals with you know, the hype of the thing. It could, I don't know. Just I like to make sure my tokens or coins do something that has utility. Okay, moving right along here. This is a pie chart, and this is on the download link that kind of breaks it up. We put 55% here, which is the Bitcoin or Ethereum. Then you got your growth, which is 30% of your bag, and then 15. 15 is kind of high. I like to go a little bit lower than that. 10% of my money is the moon bag. And the 10 market caps, like I was saying, I'm just reading this. Here's the link to where you can find those the market cap in chronological order. They've got it really organized right there. Lastly, part 3. Mistakes to avoid. Now, I think this is the biggest part, and that's why I'm doing this video today is to share some of this stuff. Now, learn as much as you can about security. Okay, I can talk for hours about that, but you got to look on your own. Okay, be careful about security. Try transferring a small amount, 10 or 20 bucks, from your Coinbase.com account to your Metamask wallet. Just kind of play with it. Get used to what it feels like clicking the certain buttons to send, and then maybe go over to MetaMask and do a receive, right? So there's a couple different things there, a lot more information on the internet about that stuff as well. Okay. If you get confused at all, I put in here, just keep your coins on Coinbase for now until you learn more, okay? Don't chase every little new coin. Don't move from your focus. It's so easy to get FOMO when you get on, you know, coin bubbles or whatever, and you see a huge pump in a big green bubble that's plus 400%. You want to go and buy it. Don't do that. You're going to lose your money. Don't do that. Unless you're already in position before that pump, it's not going to go. Okay, so just trust me on that. We've all made that mistake. Don't ever ignore Bitcoin and Ethereum as your anchors. Okay, I did that personally myself. I pulled money off of my 2 anchors because I'm going to go be a millionaire real quick. Didn't work out. Does not work out. If I would have just left it right there, I would have been double to where I'm okay now, but where I would have been. Okay, let's say that. Don't have overexposure to the meme coins that we were talking about. And then track your tokens on a spreadsheet. Here, it's just a simple little, every time you buy or sell something, you put a date, what coin it is, your average entry, number of coins, how much money, the amount, entry price. And so you try to get a percentage of your holdings and whatnot. I'll send you this. You can set this up any other way you want, add or delete columns, but it keeps it organized in your brain when you need to go look at this. Lastly, get away from your workstation. That's right. So just don't sit here for too many hours to where you start getting brain fog and you can't think clearly anymore. Trust me, I've done it. I've been sitting here late night. You know, I've got a cutoff. I have a thing to where I know when my brain can't take anymore. It can take more. You can always take more, but you start not making the smartest decisions at some point. So do that. Shut down your computer. Everybody, just close your windows. I know we like to keep our windows open so everything's right there. Just close your computer down. Walk away. That's a good security measure, by the way. And get outside and get away from your workstation and try to forget about the numbers in this portfolio completely. Okay. And do look at the charts. Okay. And learn as much as you can about technical analysis, and how fundamentals can override everything. Just be aware of that. Remember, one post on X a couple weeks ago turned into the biggest red candle that we've seen all year. Just know that that is always a possibility. And, once we get into more depth about setting stop losses and depending on what you're doing and those kind of things. So, hey, I just want to share that with you for free on my channel here. I'd really appreciate that thumbs up and a subscribe if you got something out of this. And feel free to give me a comment too. Any questions, I will get back and answer as much as possible. But you don't know what you don't know until you start getting into this process. And hey, human beings make mistakes. And trust me, I've made a lot of them, but I've really started to avoid those mistakes I made early on that I'm wanting to share with you. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Again, happy, today's Saturday, I believe. Get outside, even though if the weather's bad. You know what I mean? Put on a hoodie, get out there, do something fun, get some fresh air, and take your mind off any kind of stress that this might cause you so you get a good night's sleep. Crypto Hop signing off. Love y'all. Thanks for checking in. Okay.